What's going on, everybody? It's RJ, aka Hadal, and I am a rapper, producer, and actor in Phazer Gang. Man, she is so hot. I was born and raised in Lynchburg, Virginia. Shout out to all my Virginians. I came to North Carolina because my father was a Marine, so we traveled a lot. We pretty much went up and down the East Coast from Virginia, Florida, Maryland, California, and then all the way back to here. I got my start in producing around probably 13, 14, 15. Well, around the time I was in high school and middle school. I had an uncle who had a whole bunch of equipment that you could make electronic beats with, and you know, he gave me one of his programs, and I started, you know, doing stuff with that, and we eventually came up with a MySpace page called D-Tech and Abstract. I was Abstract, and after that, when I moved to North Carolina, we started doing, you know, some stuff, and then a friend of mine, Logan, aka Tess, came out and was like, you know, well, I kind of like your stuff. Do you want to be in a group with me? And I'm like, yeah, sure, of course, because we were really cool. So, yeah, then Anubis Inc. got started, and pretty much from Anubis Inc., Phazer Gang. When we were working with Anubis Inc., another friend of ours named Tony P had came to us and was like, yo, you know, I like some of y'all's, you know, stuff that you're coming out with. They kind of sound like beats. I want to rap on a few of them. And you know, we got invited to a couple of shows with like Gettysburg Courthouse, and from there he was like, you know, well, why don't we just make like a whole multimedia group, you know, and you guys will be in it. And we were like, sure, we were gung-ho for it. Since then, Phazer Gang has just been my #1 thing. Being in Phazer Gang to me is like a dream. I've wanted that kind of thing ever since I was like a kid, because I'm a rapper in heart, you know. I'm also a kid too, so like it kind of meshed really well because they're like huge goofballs. You know, we always go out to eat, we always play games together, hang out, just go places, bowling, whatever. And just hanging out with them, just being able to share stuff is the freaking dream. Aside from rapping, I'm really into music. First and foremost, if you know me, I always have my headphones in, so there's that. But aside from that, you know, I love to write. I do poetry. I like to write short stories. I want to come out with a novel or two, you know. Aside from that, I also train in martial arts. My first initial martial arts being capoeira. I have a maestre that I, you know, cherish and love. His name is Andre Margucci. Shout out to Yamasaki in him. But yeah, that's pretty much all of my hobbies besides like school. I'm actually really into learning. I love books. I love cryptozoology, which is the study of like cryptids like Bigfoot, Sasquatch, Mothman, so on and so forth. I'm a huge movie buff. I love comedies, I love horrors, and I love martial arts films. First and foremost, martial arts films. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That, and I love TV. We have an album that just dropped called Phase 1, and it's got me, of course. It's got Braille on it. Shouts to him. Got Tony P, Young Envy, L the Beat Chemist, Side Note, who else? Mellow and Accent. I think I already said him. No, Accent is on there too. And yeah, it's really hot. It's got like Star Trek references and themes and stuff that you can play with. It's really cool. I actually have a few up and coming projects that I really want to get started on. But first would probably be the album that's coming out. It's called Poorly Drawn Heart, and it's gonna be pretty much about me, you know, as a, well, I don't want to get into it too much, you'll see when you listen to it. But aside from that, I have a mixtape coming out with Braille called Wet Feet, or a collaborative album I should say, coming out with Braille called Wet Feet, and it's gonna be pretty much me and Braille rapping back and forth like two friends in a conversation. It's gonna be great, you should see it. But aside from that, I'm thinking about doing some projects with a couple producers in Phazer Gang, such as L and Accent. Really into those two guys because their music is like great. Their music is, oh my gosh, I can't even get into it. But yeah, just want to do stuff like that with those people. Maybe some people with like The Wave and Black Peace. Shout out to my boy King Collis and Side Note. And yeah, that's it. If you want, you can find me on Facebook, Richard Soisa Jones. You can find me on Twitter at Anubis Hadal. I have actually 2 SoundClouds. One of them is Anubis Incorporated. There's also my personal page, Anubis Hadal page on SoundCloud. Feel free to look that up. Again, if you already didn't know, it's Hadal. And yeah, Phazer Gang for life, Phazer forever. Up in the human handling. Come to Candy Lifespan, Phazer Gang of Million, and burning your plastic, they carry heads over sandals and impaling them. Taking out their vertebrae, scaring them, daring them across the train track, apparently derailing them. Sending over the legs, I raise their hands and there is some very compare with them, barely wearing your cap with them, barely blaring sermons, rarely ever staring them, anal like cocker singles, new assholes, I'm tearing them. Chilling with the captain and crushing niggas with gatlings, getting the rattling, the face is tearing up your shack again. Like the piss, put out the capsules, the fucking prices and cracking while back is snapping, kidnapping the body stacking, giving them fucks like accidents. 7 she ravaging after the factory session, yes I'm sacking on cadavers after this. Yeah, they know what's happening, killing all inhabitants, grab their clothes and cracking them, gradually subtracting them, steadily blasting them till we see the last of them. The last is fast and heroes, there be a lack of them. I'm killing niggas like that boy constricting my flow illa while I'm chilling off the late quaking aliens off the victim. I'm bringing new shit, but my name is Victor, and motherfucker hater like his last name Simple.
Man, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate y'all coming out tonight. Thank you so much. Once again, I'm Tony Peters from Big Homie Hadal. Phazer Gang over everything, man. Appreciate y'all. Phazer Gang.
You're running a big risk. I have the Phazer, Captain, and I do not